Hi, this is Lawrence McKendall with Scooberlicious Ultimate. I'm here with Matt Crawford after an exciting game. Spiders came out ahead of the Flamethrowers 24-22. I'm going to say that was a little bit of an upset. So what do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely an upset. I mean, you see these guys on a lot of highlight reels. They're on Worlds teams. Some of the best young players in the country kind of coming to the Bay Area to play. So it's always just exciting to match up against them. And, but we have some good players too. And
Some very good players.
It's humbling to just kind of be part of this game and just to be able to play Ultimate on the stage.
Well, one of the things that I noticed that you had, let me go through some of these. You had a terrific game. Jackson Stearns, his plus minus was nuts. It was 15. Yeah. Yours was 8. Going down to Shane Early was 9. Stephen Chang was 11. Really nice distribution. How do you think the plus minuses went for your team?
I mean, I think we played a pretty good game. I'll be honest. There wasn't a lot of kind of silly turnovers or things that kind of just hit the ground or some missed communications. We just played a really clean game. People played within themselves, played as a team. I think if anything, what we really showed was kind of teamwork out there. The handlers, they were facilitating like crazy. Yep. Stephen Chang, Sonny, just kind of really moving the ball. Justin Norden had some huge hucks in the game. Absolutely. That really opened up, Jackson deep, Shane a little bit over the top too, and then we have kind of our inside cutters that are, we're just able to kind of get the disc under and kind of facilitate from there. So just a really great kind of team win right there.
Well, I was going to ask you how you prepared between the first and second game, but one of the things I noticed looking at the stats from the first game to the second game is your passing percentage was consistent and went up.
Yeah.
It seemed to be a big dip. And as close as the game was in San Francisco or in the East Bay, it's very interesting how that bump in efficiency really made a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, there was, I think, a few factors. The crowd, obviously being at home, terrific having crowd. People directly cheer for you, as even though San Francisco is really close by and people come down to support them here as well, and also just kind of being part of the community. So I think there was that factor. And then I think last week we really tried to kind of build, there was a lot of kind of short points. We were kind of giving up some easy points, and our offense had to go onto the field quickly. We had to kind of go to our alternative offensive cutters pretty quick. And so we kind of made some adjustments this week on defense to try to dictate a little bit more. I think it really showed. We tried to tire them out. They're a little bit, they're missing some guys, a little bit lower of numbers, and they're trying to integrate some new players into, their offense. And we were able to just kind of grind. I think that was kind of our word coming into the game as we were kind of doing our chalk talk. It was just it's grind time. So hopefully that doesn't turn into a hashtag, but yeah.
Look, if it pays dividends like that, that was fantastic. Well, let me ask you about the play that happened at going into the fourth quarter. The big throw to Sam Adamson, to the score to Brandon Springs.
we had to get the disc back.
Yeah,
and,
terrific, yes.
They were knocking on the door right there.
Right.
Kelly threw a big OI huck, and Sam Addison, kind of read it and knew that Bo might not necessarily have been able to catch it, but maybe tip it. And he kind of played that.
Exciting play.
Yep. That's, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good sometimes, and he was able to get that. Right. And then, heads up play for Brandon Fine Springs to run all the way from our goal line down to theirs, and to be there with 1 second left.
That was exciting. That was tremendous.
It was a big momentum turn for us because we also got it on offense going into the fourth quarter. So that was kind of a 2-point swing that just kind of helped set up the stage for an amazing fourth quarter.
So let me ask about you. Your duty was to guard Cassidy.
Trying.
Yes, exactly. Trying. How you feeling down?
It's really hard to contain him. He's a phenomenal player. One way or the other, he's going to be on the stat sheet in a big way. I think we were just kind of going to the game, trying to contain him just a little bit more than last week. Right. Kind of if you want to make him a thrower, he's just going to beat you that way. If you want to make him, a cutter, he's going to beat you that way as well. So I think we were just able to kind of help a little bit more on defense, just have a little bit more field awareness downfield, and that just kind of set up some more passes for them to make, and that that gives us some more chances. And we were able to kind of keep putting in fresh legs. So it's hard to contain him.
No, we did a great job, and it looked like Bo was being a little bit more Bo.
Yeah.
Versus the first game. Yeah. Like he was imposing Will different areas.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of always makes the right cut, and I think as dominant of a player that he is, he's also a really good team player, and I think he just really allowed certain things on their offense to happen, and he doesn't necessarily have to take over all the time. So, but he definitely showed that he still has that speed, still has that drive and that will to be great.
Okay, so we're talking a little bit about the Flamethrowers, but let's talk about like the stud of the game, Jackson Stearns. What can you say? This guy's definitely imposing his will.
He's a big guy. He's young. He's athletic. He's a lefty, and he really likes contact. But he's also very quick, and he has a good read for the game. Knows when to take a shot, when to go deep when a handler has the disc, and he played a phenomenal game. I don't think he had any turnovers. No, he just kind of he's our main cutter, and
92% throwing. Yeah, he had a really complete game. Very, very nice game. Anybody else you want to you point out? Salute to your teammates.
I thought Tommy Adams did a great job. I think he really came in. He also was guarding Cassidy a little bit, and he had some just amazing layouts. Really put pressure on them. He wasn't he didn't suit up for us last week, but he came into the game this week, I think he really kind of proved himself that he can kind of hang with the best. So especially on defense.
Well, you definitely put your stamp in the league because a lot of people are giving the nod to the Flamethrowers, and you're sort of saying, hey, we're here to be reckoned with. So changing gears, how do you prepare? I'm going to have you put on your coach's hat, though it is Mr. Grant's job. But if you were the coach, how are you going to prepare for the Growlers that are coming in?
Yeah, and we have a few players from the Spiders last year that are now playing Growlers this year. Kevin Smith, Sean Hamm, who was our leading goal scorer, could have been in an MVP contention, or at least was there for a little bit, just scoring a ton of goals, catches everything. So that's going to be fun to see them. I think it's just really, this was just one good win. It's a long season.
Terrific win. Very modest. It was one win. You're right.
It's just one win. So, we got to, continue to get better. This is, and Jackson is a phenomenal leader as well. And just kind of, he wants us to rise, every single time, get better game to game, to kind of set the standard now so that we can kind of continue to go forward. And, it definitely helps when we have really good leadership. Tyler Grant as coach, Matt Ruby as coach as well. But then also to have, a group of captains, a group of leaders from a variety of different club teams, are able to kind of talk to younger guys, talk about kind of preparing for the week. So, it's one game at a time, and, we just have to be ready.
Well, what I'm going to tell you is it was fantastic. From being in the booth, going off camera a little bit, it was a treat. I was amazed. It was a battle all the way, but the San Jose Spiders treated their fans, their home opener, to a terrific result, and I salute them, and I'm looking forward to the rematch of 3 and 4 coming up. The years turn out to be great. So for myself, Lawrence McKenna for Scooberlicious Ultimate, I'm glad. I'd like to thank my guest, Matthew Crawford, and we'll see you down the road at the next Spidercast. Take care.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.